You know the drill. Australia, the land where everything wants to kill you. Snakes, spiders, sharks, crocodiles, we have many of the deadliest in the world. But today, we're looking at some of the more unusual, dangerous animals of the land down under. Now, some of these may not necessarily kill you, but be warned, many Aussies are more scared of some of these than any of the reptiles that we share the land with. First up, the beautiful blue-ringed octopus. Now, I remember seeing many of these in rock pools on the coast growing up and being strictly told not to touch them. There's a good reason for that. They are one of the world's most venomous marine animals, despite being only 5 to 8 inches in size. Their venom contains a powerful neurotoxin which can result in nausea, heart failure, respiratory arrest, total paralysis and blindness. Death can result within minutes, but the good news is, if you survive the first 24 hours, you will go on to make a full recovery. Moving on to the north of Australia, where you might run into the cassowary. It's a bird that can't fly, but does pack an almighty punch with its middle toe. It's been described as a long, straight, murderous nail which can sever an arm or a jugular vein. The vast majority of cassowary attacks occur when they have been fed by humans. There was a death in Florida back in 2019 when a 75-year-old man who had raised the animal was clawed to death after he fell to the ground. The man was apparently raising cassowaries, and it was said that he died doing what he loved. Then we have the drop bear. It's a cousin of the koala that most people are familiar with, but it's a cousin with a history of attacks on tourists. In fact, it's one of the leading causes of attacks on visitors in Australia. The danger of these animals is so great that I'll cover more of this in a separate issue, but needless to say, remember the drop bear when you visit Down Under and be sure to ask your tour guide about them for your own safety and protection. Then we come to the most frightening of them all. Between August and November of every year, this animal becomes the hunter of those foolish enough to walk through its territory. This time of year is known to Aussies as swooping season. You'll see news reports, local councils will post warnings to try to prevent attacks, but nothing can stop the whooshing sound of the magpie as it dive bombs the unsuspecting. We even have specially designed hats to try to keep them away. Kids wear ice cream tubs on their heads on the way to school in an effort to stop from being pecked. Magpies are territorial, and the Australian spring is when their young are hatching. They can become highly aggressive. The attacks get worse once their young have hatched and continue on until their babies leave the nest. These black and white swoopers target younger people, people walking alone, and runners or cyclists. They are also a protected species in Australia, and it's illegal to kill or harm them. Magpies typically attack from behind, so wearing sunglasses on the back of your head can help to prevent a swoop. For pedestrians, but for cyclists, wearing helmets with spikes is one way to try to stop them. It's not all bad news with magpies. They have been known to become quite friendly with humans who feed them, even bringing their young to show the human who has befriended them. So there you have it. Australia. If the snakes and spiders don't get you, the magpies surely will.